Equanimity, another of the Brahma Viharas, is one of the most commonly misunderstood concepts and practices in the mindfulness world. It's so often can slip into a kind of aloofness, rigidness, complacency, casual kind of attention, indifference, a kind of whatever space, whatever, it doesn't matter. I'm not reacting to it, whatever. Well, it's not what it is at all. It's none of those. It's none of those. And it's a very high art, equanimity, in this practice. It's really considered one of the higher practices, not one of the beginning practices, because it's more about equal nearness rather than equidistance from our experience. And so often it can be a way to disengage, to disentangle, like to keep things at arm's length. Oh, this isn't bothering me, this isn't bothering me, this isn't bothering me. But notice how the hands are. There's a slight push to it, you know? There's a slight, overly, a kind of a false coolness connected with it. And there is a certain element of non-reactivity involved in equanimity. That is to say, not moving too much into grasping an experience and not moving too much in the aversive move toward experience. But it's a caring presence. It's one that looks over experience with a certain radical kind of acceptance, an inclusive kind of acceptance. And this is not something that we can just do automatically. We have preferences. We have strong attachments. There are things we really want. There are things here we really don't want. You know, Harry Stack Sullivan, a psychologist from the last century, said, you know, we compartmentalize ourselves into the good me, the bad me, and the not me. And we're doing that all the time. You know? Ooh, that thought that just arose, ooh, that's not me. Well, who is it? Whose thought was it? If it just arose in your mind, you know, the ways we dance in that way, you know, and equanimity is about acquiring a taste for a wider range of our human experience, and gradually being able to let in more and more, an equal hosting. I do think of the guest house, Rumi's guest house, a host in a guest house. You know, a receiving line, you know. Even in a receiving line, you know, there's some that are more welcome than others. Huh? Yeah. Yes, welcome. Welcome so long. So glad you could make it. Come on in. Oh, hi. Yeah, good to see you again. And then there's, really? I don't see you on the invite list here. Right? That's how we usually do our guest house, if we're honest. Yeah, so equanimity is about, this too is part of my human nature. This too, which I wanted to kind of push out to the outskirts, to the perimeter of my experience, or push way down, that feeling. Let's push that one way down. That too wants to be invited to the party. Yeah, want to be included in what is essentially one ecosystem. This is a radical concept, but it's an even more radical practice to start to see our experience as a manifestations of one ecosystem, to begin to take down the partitions and the judgments and the pulling in and the pushing away and then the spacing out. They're all the neutral guests that, yeah, whatever. They don't even get any of my attention. They're not interesting enough. You know, equanimity is about the good me, the bad me, and the not me are all part of the picture. All the duller moments, the brighter moments, the darker moments, all have a seat, all have a place in the ecosystem. I can hold them all, or I'm practicing holding them all, the wider range. It's an inclusive practice, not an exclusive practice. And so often equanimity is more like this. And real equanimity is more like this. Welcome, 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 welcome. Yeah. Not overjoyously and not like tentatively, but an even kind of welcoming. That's a deep practice. And really, we can only do that in moments. You know, I mean, I would encourage you all. I used to think I should be equanimous. Forget it. But I can be equanimous in this breath. In this moment. And in this moment, when a difficult thought pattern starts to roll through, sometimes I can be equanimous with it and go, oh, okay. I see you, I acknowledge, I see, I name, I acknowledge. And there's no contraction in the heart, and there's no pushing away. Occasionally I can do that for a moment, for a breath or two. Oh, I see what it is. I see, oh, that's the equanimous position. That's what it feels like. Yeah. But it's not a steady state, for sure. We're not even close to that. It's more like equanimous moments and really getting a feel for what those are. And beginning to notice the difference between indifference and equanimity. Yeah. Yeah. There's the analogy of it's more of a grandparent kind of energy, which is equally accepting of a wide range of behaviors, which isn't trying to get in there and overmanage like mothers tend to do sometimes, or parents. You know, it's a different relationship, a grandparent relationship. Right? It's more overarching, more unconditional, less really wanting to get in there and overmanage. Grandparents who do want to overmanage that's trouble. When they can't take that step back in the next generation. Yeah, we've all experienced that maybe to some extent too. So it's that kind of more broad-based, accepting and welcoming kind of energy. Yeah. Mm-hmm.